So, a new Fable is probably already on the horizon. It has been a long time rumor that a new Fable game has been in the works for a while, but nothing concrete has ever came of the rumor. Obviously at this point, if it's gonna be for anything, it's gonna be for the Xbox Series X. And really, I think it needs to be a flagship for the console. They need a few strong frontrunners, and I think Fable could be that frontrunner that they need. It has been rumored for a while to be developed by the Forza Horizon developers, which, yes, is a little bit weird to say the least, but I am willing on giving them a shot. It could possibly be revealed in July if it's part of the upcoming Xbox Series X game lineup. I think that they really need to make Fable a flagship for the Series X. There was a leak a while back that did show off gameplay and core elements that was supposed to be Fable 4, or at least some kind of build of it. But that was a while ago and it could have possibly changed since then, and I wouldn't be surprised if it has. The game that was leaked involved a story set across multiple planets and was also rumored to involve time travel, which is radically different than any other Fable game. I do think that it does need to be different from the other games, but multiple planets and time travel? No, I don't think it needs any of that kind of stuff. The thing that bit the other games a little bit was the fact that a lot of things were promised that the fans never got. Fable was always a little bit too ambitious, and the things that were promised just never made it into the game. Did I enjoy Fable for what it was? Of course I did. It was an amazing game at the time. But the formula got quite stale for me by the third game. And in order for Fable to succeed, I believe that it needs to keep the foundation of the original games, but it needs to also branch out. Make it a huge open world experience with lots to do. Don't make it busy and have multiple planets or time travel. I don't think the series needs that at all. That just sounds a little bit silly to me personally. Just focus on the open world aspect and bring that charm of the first game along with it. It can be pushed farther now that the technology is there to do so. Maybe they could do something similar than the first game and have all those ambitions that they wanted in the first game in this new Fable game. I also think it just needs to set itself apart from the other games. It needs to be different enough to succeed. The formula of good and evil that the other games were based on, it just felt kind of old and kind of dated by the end of it. Fable 1 did do a good job at this because at the time, a good versus evil kind of system in that morality sort of thing was brand new at the time. But this day and age, a ton of games have been there and done that, and I think 4 needs a completely fresh start. Keep the morality system, but do a lot more different with it. And I do think with Fable 4, if they're gonna promise something, they really need to deliver on it, because the Fable games have always had this huge problem of promises being broken in the past. Peter Molyneux, the creator of the Fable series, had promised a ton of different things in Fable and made it seem like this amazing game, and I'm sure he really wanted all those concepts in the game, but at the time, games just were not able to be developed like that, or they just couldn't figure it out. He said you could plant a seed as a child in the beginning of the game and watch the tree grow over time, and by the time you were an adult, you could see that same tree be completely grown. That obviously never happened. And yes, I know that game development is a hard thing to handle and it takes a long time to get where you want to be, but you just don't make big promises that you can't keep because you will disappoint a lot of people. So I really hope that whatever they do promise in 4, they will be able to deliver on. I still loved the Fable games for what they were, but I'm sure a lot of people were let down. I think they just need to get a lot right here. The combat has to be fluid and fun, and the open world needs to feel alive and have a ton to do in it. I don't think they need to focus on multiple worlds. I think just one big open world is all they need to do. Let the world speak for itself and be its own thing. A lot of games that I do enjoy have a world that's built and has its own life. The world itself sort of feels like its own character, and those are my favorite games. So I believe the world just has to get it right. And yes, like I said earlier, I do think the morality system should stay, but it needs to be drastically different than it was in the original games. And I'm sure it's really difficult to get something like that completely right. In the original games, morality was pretty much a clear-cut sort of thing. You eat some baby chickens, you obviously are going to be evil for that, even though baby chickens are delicious. Or killing a group of bandits, you know, it's just a clear-cut sort of thing. I think they need more gray areas, and I think they need a lot more different choices than just evil or good. I think they need a lot more options in there to make choices harder. It can't just be a cut and dry sort of thing, it has to be more than that. I think that they just really need to focus on it and really get it done. Because I think Fable is built on this morality thing, I think they need to keep it. It's part of what makes Fable Fable, but they just need to upgrade it and make it more than what it was, if that makes any sort of sense. Overall, I think Fable can do a lot of good, and I do believe that it could do great things for the Series X as a flagship game. I don't know if that's their plan, I don't know what kind of time schedule they're looking for. This could be a front-runner release for all I know, but we just are not 100% sure. There has been no official announcement yet. There has been a ton of leaked stuff, a ton of leaked gameplay, and like I said, that's an old build. That's obviously not whatever build they're probably working on now. So I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna see. I'll try to include some leaked footage in this video if possible. It all depends. I don't want to get a copyright strike, so we will see what kind of footage I put in this video. I just think they need to execute this game well if they are going to do it. I've always imagined a Fable game in this generation of gaming would be similar to a kind of a mix of Zelda's Breath of the Wild mixed with a little bit of Witcher, but actually better combat. I love the Witcher games, don't get me wrong, but I do believe the combat was lacking in the Witcher games. So, kind of a mixture of Breath of the Wild and Witcher. Just better combat overall. So what do you guys think? Do you think that this could be something great? What do you want to see in Fable 4? Did you like the old games? Which one was your favorite one? Let's go ahead and discuss everything below, guys. That's pretty much gonna be it. If you liked the video, please feel free to subscribe. I'm always working on new content all the time. I know there's a few weeks sometimes in between videos. Times have just been really trying lately with the world right now and everything else going on, but I'm always writing and I'm always recording, so please stay safe out there, guys, and thanks for watching.